I heard you were a chocolate teapot earlier on. I do agree with you on AI. I do absolutely agree. We are way behind what is going on. I chat on Twitter about AI. The Americans, they're way ahead. Way ahead. Absolutely agree with
every
you.
so often I do shove into AI what if. I mean, the answers and results I get are relatively poor in the sense that I wouldn't necessarily use them as an article or as a speech or something. But it is amazing what it can do already, and these are the beta versions, not necessarily the paid-for versions. And you can guarantee the stuff that's free online is probably 5 years behind what they're actually doing now.
Oh, no. James, you need some prompt lessons. Gosh, you've not got it right, have you? Do you know, I got them to write a letter to my solicitor, and I got them to sack an estate agent. Just in about 4 seconds flat, they write letters to me.
Oh, yeah, no. I've done that, and I agree. If you want something bog standard, it can do all that. But I was thinking of, I wanted them to write my newspaper column, and I wanted them to do the opener for my show. I have to say, the opener for my show was absolutely hilarious, and it is possible that we'll have to, if it really is a slow news day one day, we will do that.
Yeah, that sounds good. They don't normally put humour in, though. You must have a very entertaining type of AI, because I haven't seen much humour.
Well, you use the word entertaining or funny, and then it just put a few jokes in.
You can do that, yeah. Some of them are more than others. But they do lie, so do be careful. Make sure you fact-check before you go on
my
air.
God, is it called Boris?
Oh, that was a bit below the belt. I like Boris. That's what
I like Boris too. I've met him. I like him. I think he's an incredible personality. He's a brilliant speaker. He has incredible qualities, and he's probably the most frustrating individual that could ever arrive on the political scene because...
Oh, come on. How many prime ministers have to go through a pandemic, you know?
Yes, but how many prime ministers set a rule and then break a rule? You don't do that.
He didn't even realise he was doing it. You know,
of course he did.
He would have gone with the flow. Not realised it wasn't a rule anyway. It was a guidance.
I agree. Then he's too stupid to be prime minister. If you can't, if you're in that room and you're saying you must not do this, you must not do that, and then 20 minutes later you're up in another room just breaking the rules. It's just like
and you'd rather have a billionaire that knows nothing about real life, that hasn't got a hope and chance of knowing that we've got a 600%.
But I think it's wrong just because somebody has a lot of money doesn't mean that they don't know what's right and wrong and how to do it.
Well, it does with him. He's far too interested in getting gongs by going to the World Economic Forum or the World Bank, standing on stages, diverting us all into digital currencies, taking away our complete sovereignty. He's absolutely smacking it up with these people across the world, the wealthy elite. He doesn't give a damn about the British people.
I couldn't disagree with you more, Nick. I mean...
No. Come on.
You choose Keir Starmer?
Boris internationally will absolutely dominate, get us all back.
But Boris has once again, Boris has demonstrated he simply cannot deal with the truth.
Well, people love Boris.
They do. I agree.
Boris with his Shakespeare and his Churchill and everything. They are bored stiff by Rishi.
That's possibly. But the thing is, you cannot have a prime minister who just has a scant relationship with the truth.
Rishi, honestly, is an elitist Harvard graduate billionaire who knows nothing about real life.
Sorry, and Boris Johnson, the Eton and Oxford educated non-elitist man of the people. Oh, come on. Listen, if you want to have that go at them, then they're all as bad as each other. I'd much rather have somebody who's made a lot of cash might very well be able to teach us a thing or two.
He married into it.
He also made quite a lot himself.
Oh, he did create a shareholding into Moderna himself. That's what he did, yes.
Well, somebody who's, and whether they've married well or whether they made it themselves or both, I think it can be helpful to have that in plant.
Well, I'd rather Boris than any limp lettuce jumping whatever.
That's as maybe, but when you say that Rishi's not, in touch with the people, he's the first politician who's been able to answer the basic boring questions about how much is a pint of milk, how much does a block of butter cost.
He lost 48 billion in fraudulent COVID money and didn't give a damn about it.
He probably did give a damn about it.
People were excluded. People like me got nothing, not a penny, through 3 years of COVID because he excluded small businesses. I mean, that's just completely irrational. You don't do that.
Well, he didn't exclude small businesses.
He did. He excluded 5 million people, like myself, I was ill. But, if I hadn't have been ill, I would have been able to have a business still.
Yeah, look, I mean, but when you put in measures like that, not everybody is going to be able to...
Well, he had 3 years to correct it. He did nothing. He was totally aware of many small business people, sole traders, you know, the plumbers, the electricians, the hardworking people with their own business. He did nothing in 3 years to help rectify the fact they were going out of business while some taxi drivers were buying an extra car. It was just ludicrous.
Meanwhile, it's clear that you're on Boris's side then.
Yes.
OK. On the Telegraph, just for a laugh, Penny Mordaunt said that the UK needs to be taxing less as Rishi Sunak comes under mounting pressure from senior colleagues to reduce levies to unite the party.
Well, Penny Mordaunt would have been a good one. I like her. Military, isn't she, background? Yeah.
I agree. Penny Mordaunt would have been a good one. There we go. Nick, thank you.